Greetings and salutations to all you folks out there. It is time for a 2 versus 2 on Badlands. The last time I did this, it was a 2K plus ranked match, and it was an asymmetrical play. I had 2 players on one side versus 2 players on the other side. Kind of interesting play. I can see why they would do that because it forces teamwork instead of a split up 2 1 versus 1s. Basically, you have your lanes. It forces you to work as a team, but on the other hand, I kind of disliked it because it packed. One person had tons of eco, and the other person was just kind of scrambling for what little mechs he could grab. So, pros and cons to both ways. We're going to see how this one plays out. The players are Sneaky Snake as Cybern, and the cat is Aeon on the northern side. And then Frodon and DTR as Aeon and UEF on the southern side. I'm going to see a little bit of early aggression. I'm going to go ahead and bump the speed up on this and see where the game takes us. Not seeing any early air. We're probably going to see hydro rushes and air slightly later, but we are seeing some awesome raiding. That flare getting the better of this hunter. I think that hunter is going to go down. On the northern side, this mantis is going to easily scoop up that lab. This lab is going to be highly successful. Not so much as that one. 2 engineers and denying that hydro at like 99.9% done. That is the most frustrating thing that can possibly happen to you when you're counting on that power and it just never arrives. So sad. Scout being pinged. Yes, there is a bomber incoming. Very creative, Kappa, very creative. The cat is the Kappa, for those of you who did not know, although I'm assuming most of you did. Alright, this lab up here, I love this when you can sneak units around in the back and then they wreak havoc for ages to come. This bomber is going to do a fantastic job of scooping up engineers here and there, but it is finally going to go down. These mantis skirted a little too close. It would have been interesting to see if he had skirted the wall here and had gone around the back and started killing mass extractors back here when there was no reaction time. That would have been very interesting to see. Those tanks going to be stopped there on the left side. Take a peek at reclaim numbers and early eco. Well-balanced eco all around. Plus mass, plus power. Sneaky Snake actually looking like he's headed towards an overflow if he doesn't get some build power down. Cat reclaiming the most, but also the most negative. Massive deficit there. Flashing between 25 and 40 negative. Not smart. DTR needs to back up. There's an awful lot of tanks there, but he does have his own. A gun upgrade would be very smart. UEF gun comm is absolutely brutal versus Aurora's because since it has the once a second 200 damage upgrade instead of twice a second 100, it one-shot kills Aurora's. So basically it's pop, 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 pop 20 times, and it's instant vet. Awesome, awesome mechanic. I love it. And that is an expansion grab right there. Nicely done with that brave little engineer. I think it was an engineer. Honestly, I was not paying attention, but he does not have a transport, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that an engineer edge built that factory just out of visual range of all this stuff, and he was able to snag that side right there. Well done. Sneaky Snake does have the gun comm and a ton of mantis, classic Cybern swarm tactic. Looking at tons of spam here. Sneaky Snake has made the jump to Tech 2. I believe he is the first person to do so, although UEF was not far behind him. And then we do have Mercies up for the cat. I'm going to bump off the speed just a little bit here so I don't miss anything. That means that the southern team has both of the expansions. That is a huge bonus. But they are slightly lacking in land control. Stealth unit with a gun comm. That is a nasty combination right there. Going to do very well, although he needs to keep that stealth unit with his commander. Tech 2 point defense going up all over the place to deny that comm. Starting to get a stutter. That's kind of silly. Alright. Subcom 101. Do not build walls around a Tech 1 point defense. Or Tech 2, I should say. The Tech 2 point defense. Mercies. No, they will be shot down. Well done. That is a double gun comm. Range and damage. The Tech... I hate you, map borders. The Tech 2 point defense sits higher than the Tech 1 point defense. So units will be firing upwards at the turret and will not actually hit the walls. So building wall segments around a point defense is completely ineffective. You can see... dang you, mountains. Okay, I give up. I'm going to go to this side. Alright. Tech 1 point defense sits very low. You can see the Tech 2 point defense sits about half again as high as the Tech 1 point defense does. So that is why the walls help, because when the units are targeting this very low down point defense, the shots will hit the wall instead of the turret, as you can see there. Wall taking damage and not the point defense. Good denial there. Sneaky Snake tried for the push, but it did not work out like he had planned. Got mobile missile launcher laying down some cover fire into those groups of units. That is actually going to be pretty effective, as long as those units are standing still. The Cat has a frightening amount of Auroras, but yeah, DTR does have Ilshivas. Those are going to eat Auroras for breakfast. And that commander, unless he can rack up a couple more vet on it, the Aeon commander is still kind of paper. You do have to kite way out of range. Preventative wall segments back here. And the Cat needs to get on his game and get those reclaimed, or not reclaimed, but needs to build those. Alright, everyone is retreating. Overall glance at the numbers. The Cat surviving on reclaim, 3,000 reclaim, only 33 income. So he is actually quite far behind. Frodon is leading the pack, both in eco and in overall score. This defensive play, when you're able to hold off someone attacking you with spam and gun comm, if they fail at that, they've basically left you a huge mass gift. I don't understand why I'm stuttering. I think some of it may be severe lack of sleep. Feeling kind of mentally deficient right now, to be honest. Those of you who watch my casts continually, you know that normally I do not have problems speaking, but today my brain races ahead of my mouth, and then once it gets about 3 words out of sync, my mouth just stops working. And it is so incredibly frustrating when you know what you want to say and you're trying to say it and you need to say it because stuff is happening and it won't come out. I'm sure none of you have ever experienced this feeling before, ever. This is something that is totally new, so yeah. Alright, looks like things have kind of reached a stalemate. The Cat is sitting on a nice little Mercy snipe here, although he won't be for long with that number 5 Mercy slowly depleting its fuel supply, hovering because it cannot find a good place to land. But both of these players are covered by either shields or anti-air or both. We do have Tech 2 point defense over here. The Southern team has gone for a hard turtle, which is, yeah, honestly not a good choice on this map because This is better done right here. Sets all of the point defenses on one side with the walls forcing the units into a funnel, and the ACU and all of the units are on the left side. I can actually see this kind of working, although I still disagree with the point defense. This over here is just stupid. You got 3 Tech 2 point defense and the ACU all focused on the right side. All of these units, if he just funneled them around the outside, there's absolutely no way in hell that Frodon would ever stop that advance. DTR has done very well for himself, though. We just saw a mass field over here. This is the mother of all reclaim fields right here. This is beautiful, beautiful treasure just waiting to be picked up off the ground. Such an awesome thing to see. Mercy's coming in, but there are anti-air. 2 more. If he'd had that 5th one, no, still would have been a kill. Oh, interceptors falling back at an incredibly bad time. Man. ACU well below 3,000 health. That is a scary thing to have happen. Always afraid of those last mercies that would have killed you, but always a complete and shocking relief when you actually don't die to a mercy snipe. Makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Feel like you accomplished something, even though all you did was calmly walk away from an onslaught of self-destructing kamikazes. Alright. Sitting here rambling to myself. You can tell how far down my mental capacity has trailed because I've completely lost focus. Hopefully this is the last day that I'm like this, because I hate being sick. I think I'm finally mostly done with being sick, but now it's just like, just bleh. Tomorrow is going to be a good day. I can feel it. You guys need to send me in plenty of cast material because I'm feeling a triple tomorrow. T2 gunships out. They are going to savage this expansion over here quite brutally. Put an end to that factory up there, those artillery, and those 2 mass extractors. But I think those 3 gunships are going to go down because that is quite a little group of interceptors there. And if I were DTR, I would be all over this right side here. Why, oh why, are you wasting your units in the center when you could be pushing right where there is nothing and wiping out all of that build power and everything? The cat suggesting trebuchets because Sneaky Snake is complaining about the turtle. I would be complaining too. 2v2s where you're expecting a lot of action get very long and drawn out and boring when they hit this stage right here. Basically a standoff in the center. I am thinking that Frodon, yes, massive eco. Sneaky Snake sitting on 4,000 reclaim. DTR has successfully reclaimed this entire field here, a whopping 14, almost 15,000 reclaim. Triple what anyone else has. The Kappa, the cat, so kind to make that mass donation, helping out his fellow human beings. Always a good thing to see. The bricks have hit the field. We now have a group of 7, 8 bricks out for Sneaky Snake. That is, at this stage of the game with what is on the field right now, this is the most lethal thing on the field. Have a trebuchet backing up 8 bricks. That is a brutal combination, especially considering the fact that he has a stealth unit with that. The cat leading his ACU a little too far forward. He almost got swarmed, and he's going to have to watch himself now because there are Harbies, and he does not have Commander's Shield. those Harbies are going to be much, much faster than his ACU. And if he steps out too far, I would be swarming him right now. Why are you falling back? Spread your Harbies out and attack. Just don't let them overcharge more than one at a time. An ACU would be an easy, easy kill. But no, you're just going to keep falling back in front of that ACU. When he only has 16,000 health to burn, 7 Harbies will eat that very quickly. Harbies packing that whopping 375 damage. Come on, break your standoff already. Double check for T4s. Extra power going down. Kappa still very, very far behind on eco. Still has multiple T1 mass extractors. Southern team is pulling a slightly more successful turtle. Alright. And there is the limit of my CPU. Looks like a GC is coming online for Frodon, and here comes the push from Sneaky Snake. Units also coming down from the Cat, and we have a group of whalers here. He did go T3 air, but not for the ASF. He is going to swarm in with those whalers. Not nearly enough flak to deal with this many gunships, although there is a Tech 3 mobile anti-air sitting down here, which is going to be some help. Bricks swarming over the position, but there is just so much Tech 1 point defense. The Harbies were there to help. That is going to fail, sadly. And yet another huge pile of reclaim. Turtle, turtle, turtle. This is awesome over here. Attack base. Unfortunately, let's see what kind of scouting information he has. He should have scouted first, because exactly what he has not scouted is TMD. So he is basically wasting eco right now. The Cat rushing desperately to get attack defense up around all of his mass extractors. Could have killed the ACU there, bud. Why didn't you? Alright, everyone has T3 land. We're seeing Percival start to swarm the field. As we all know, UEF only gets stronger as the game goes on, so something you need to keep in mind. And a megalith is very nearly done for Sneaky Snake. That is going to be hard to deny. That is a hard counter to that GC that is coming up the mid. As long as it has some bricks to back it up, and it does, and whalers to back it up, and it does, it will win handily against that GC and that swarm of T2 with the Harbies. There is not much that he's going to be able to do. Whalers coming in. Look at the hell shedding off of that unit. Holy cow. So much damage focused on that. The megalith biting in as well. That is going to be a return on the mass investment dumped down here. It is a GC and a pile of Tech 3 units, and he's left over with a full health megalith. Southern team has nothing to stop it other than a GC that they just started. Not even enough T3 units. There's not enough Percivals to kill that megalith. Sneaky Snake needs to just take a casual stroll directly into that base. Absolutely nothing that they can do about it. There is a small, and I repeat, small group of restorers here. but that is going to be woefully inadequate considering the fact that there is T3 anti-air there. Although that Megalith is going to need to keep moving because there is a lot of Aeon T3 mobile artillery there. Rick's coming in to cover the Megalith. Megalith calmly zapping those Harpies up one by one. Om nom nom nom, yummy vet. And good little bit of micro there backing up while firing. He's going to lay some hurt down on those Percivals, picking up yet another vet. Second Megalith is online. The reclaim from that GC allowing Sneaky Snake to build that incredibly quickly. The GC is online, but this is now a 2-vet Megalith with a buddy to back it up, although it is rapidly shedding health. Oh man, it might actually die. GC taking advantage of the wall to diminish the range advantage, but this Megalith is going to skirt around and begin firing on that GC once again. It is going to go down easily. Another vet for this Megalith. That is 3, I believe. That is now a nasty son of a gun. Those tanks trying to hurt it. And another vet. 4. Yes. Those things are now going to be free to absolutely demolish this base. There is nothing that you can do against 2 Megaliths like this. Over 200,000 health between them. Well, at full health it would be. Right now it looks like about 150 combined. 150 health. So much damage on that. GC moving on the right side. There is a Fat Boy up. Saying they did not expect a turtle war. There is a Fat Boy up here, but that is not going to do much good against a Galactic Colossus combined with 2 Megaliths. That is going to be good games. Slightly more turtley than I like, but that was a nice comeback from Sneaky Snake and the cat. So much mass donation early, and so that could have gone so wrong potentially, but a little bit of good micro, 1 defensive kill to get the mass from that GC, and that put Sneaky Snake and the cat on top. And that is how you beat a team of turtles. Overwhelming force, because they give up their map control and you can basically just out-eco them without having to worry about all that crappy point defense and all that. That is essentially mass wasted. Alright, that is going to wrap it up for this game. I'm going to try real quick. 74k reclaim for Sneaky Snake, 37 for Frodon, 46 for DTR, and 32 for the cat. Sneaky Snake taking the reclaim cake at 75k. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching.